Alright, for some reason there's been a bunch of Golden Age Minecraft videos that have been flooding my YouTube homepage that have really gotten me in the mood to play some classic Minecraft. So I decided to start a single player world playing my favorite mod pack of all time, just Tekkit Classic, running on Minecraft 1.2.5, which is about 13 years old coming up. So yeah, you might be a bit confused. This is episode 1. Whenever I started this world, I didn't really think of recording it. And I was also on an airplane, so there's not really a way I could have done that anyway. But as you can see, I haven't really made too much progress, just kind of a really crappy house with like 3 machines in it. I was basically just mining the entire time, so did a little bit of off-camera mining, so I should be set up for a little bit in that regard, but that's kind of the most boring thing to watch anyway. So yeah, hopefully that doesn't like turn you off to the idea of this or anything like that. But you haven't missed too much, and I pondered restarting and just starting fresh for that content, but figured it'd be kind of fake to like rediscover everything and be like, oh wow, I remember this is so cool, and like I just did it like 2 days ago. So I figured I should just keep this world. And also, I mean, the seed is like incredible. Like, look at this view. Like, this is like the most classic view ever. So I really wanted to build my base here. So yeah. So speaking of my base, that's pretty much the goal of today, is to get a foundation for my main base down, getting rid of this, wood house that I put together in like 30 seconds. So let's go collect some materials, and I'll tell you a little bit more about what to expect from this. Alright, so we're starting out collecting some marble. It's going to be one of the main building blocks of my main base. Mostly just because that's what I used as a kid. I think it's a pretty classic Tekkit Classic block palette of just marble bricks and then basalt bricks, so you get a nice like black and white contrast there. So gonna collect a bunch of marble and then a bunch of basalt, and we can get started building our base. I'm actually really excited to get this world underway. There's a lot of things in this mod pack that are very nostalgic that I'm excited to kind of rekindle. But also, I haven't played this mod pack in, probably like 10 years, so last time I played it I was kind of an idiot still. I was probably in like elementary school or something, so I didn't really know how to work the internet too well. I was pretty dumb, and there are some mods in there that I just did not understand at all. Railcraft I did not touch. Computercraft was completely over my head, because that actually requires you to like know how to code a little bit, so I think I did like one YouTube tutorial of making a iron door that opened when you enter a passcode or something, and I think I still managed to screw it up somehow. So I'm excited to kind of get into it and do some of the same things that I did when I was a kid, but also explore some of the areas that I was just too dumb to understand when I was littler. So hopefully that'll be an enjoyable watch. I guess I should actually kind of explain what Tekkit Classic is. If you're watching this, I'm assuming you're at least somewhat familiar with it, because I don't think anyone's going to be clicking on a Tekkit Classic video in 2025 if they have never heard of it. But if you haven't heard of it somehow, basically it's I don't know if it's a continuation, but it's kind of like a remake of this an even older mod pack called Technic, which basically was just a collection of a bunch of mods at the time. I think it was like one of the very first mod packs ever put together and like packaged all together. Before it was just like download the mods that you want. But Technic was the first of its kind to kind of package it all for you. And it might not have been the first, I don't know, I might be lying, but package it all for you and make it very convenient. Unfortunately, I think they had like some issues with getting permission to use some of the mods, so it's not playable anymore. So Tekkit Classic is just kind of like the remake or scaled down version of Technic. with basically the same core mods, which are basically mostly focused around technology, kind of the forefathers of all the modern tech mods. Like now you have like Mechanism and I don't know, whatever else there is now. I don't really play a ton of modern Minecraft, but yeah, all of those basically came from the basic ones in this mod. Mostly IC2, Industrialcraft 2, has a lot of the base machines that are kind of inspired all the new mods and things like that. So it's interesting to kind of see the evolution of how these mods happened. But it also has mods like Buildcraft, Railcraft, Redpower, I think, and Computercraft, which, like I said, I'm really excited for. And I mean, I know I'm missing a few of them. There's not too many mods. It's a pretty lightweight mod pack. Obviously, coming out like 10 years ago, you could run this on pretty much anything. You could probably run it on like a $5 laptop off eBay, but it's pretty nice. So I can run it on my laptop, of course, when I'm traveling and stuff like that, and do some mining. But yeah, it's basically the gist of Tekkit Classic. Played it so much as a kid. I remember. Oh, my drill is out of charge. I remember playing it so much as a kid with my cousin and my sister. So a lot of nostalgia in here for me. But yeah, that's just a bit of an overview of what the mod is. All right, it's a pretty decent amount of marble there. Probably more than I'll need for the next like 2 weeks, but it's pretty easy to collect, and there's a ton of it right by my house. But anyway, the next block that we'll need is some basalt. So basalt spawns in volcanoes. I actually do not know where a volcano is, so we're going to have to do a little bit of exploring. But something that I think would be really useful for that is a jetpack. So it's not too bad to craft. I think I have some refined iron. I could actually probably make this right now. Let's see. Copper cables are like the death of me. I never have enough rubber. Oh, rubber. Yeah. Rubber. Actually, let's go outside real quick. Okay. Rubber, for all those who are not super custom with this mod, comes from rubber trees, which look like this. Pretty easy to find because of the weird like leaf tower on top of them. But there's basically two different ways to get rubber off of these. You can see these little orange things. If you right-click that with a tree tap, you can harvest the sticky resin, and then you can smelt that into rubber. Just looking around, seeing if I can spot more through the leaves. But another way you can get rubber is through these wooden logs themselves. So I'm going to collect some of these, and then I'll kind of show you how you can get some rubber from them. Alright, I'm realizing this is kind of like schizophrenic. I'm kind of just skipping around to like a million different things, but I'm trying to like catch you up with what's going on, so it should hopefully slow down a bit once we actually start making more progress. But this is an electric furnace. It's a furnace that runs on electricity, so you can put the sticky resin in there and get rubber. And this is an extractor, so you put rubber wood in there, and then it will extract that into rubber. This is a pretty cool machine, a macerator or macerator. I actually still don't know how to pronounce that 13 years later, but basically just turns your ore into dust, and it actually turns one ore into 2 dust, which you can then smelt into bars. So basically double your resources that you get out of each ore, which is really nice. And then we also have a bat box here. It's actually what's drawing all my power is. This basically just takes power and stores it. It's a battery. It took me a very long time to realize that bat and bat box actually means battery. Kind of an embarrassing thing that I didn't know that, but you can also make a bat pack, which is just basically a bat box on your back, so it can recharge your tools just in your hand. Power-wise, generator. Let me get some coal. But I mean, yeah, just your basic does exactly what you think it does. Turns coal into power. Good old-fashioned way, like, I don't know, whatever. And then have a solar panel here that makes basically a minuscule amount of power. It's actually very disappointing, you know. When I was a kid, I remember these solar panels were like the best way to get power, and I remember I thought they were so like overpowered, and now I actually crafted them, and it's like, this probably, like, this one block is actually 8 solar panels combined. It probably took me like a good hour to craft this one thing, and it's like probably the most inefficient way to generate power of all time. Like, literally, it doesn't even power these 3 machines. Like, it powers like 1 or maybe 2, like, without help. So it really sucks. So I'm still relying on coal, you know, like it's like the, you know, 1800s or whatever, but yeah, it's a basic rundown of, you know, what all the different machines do, if you're not familiar. Hopefully that wasn't too boring and a little bit useful. And I just remembered that we were actually in the middle of doing something, so let's continue making that jetpack. So let's see, we need this circuit. One really annoying thing about this mod pack is it doesn't drag everything into the right place for you. I just realized that's like the completely wrong recipe. So I'm just gonna like cover it up. But like if you have all the ingredients, a lot of the modern mods allow you to like shift click this or whatever and it'll build it for you. I clicked on the wrong thing again. But this one actually does not do that. You have to manually do it, which is like 5% annoying, but you know, it is what it is. And then batteries are like the death of me. They're like actually kind of annoying to craft because they require such like an odd amount of cables, and then you're left with like 2. Oh wait, I have 2. That's crazy. Okay. Most of this is probably just going to be me yapping and no one caring, but you know, that's how it is. Okay. So let's get this bad box built. I think we have everything we need. Easy peasy. And then refined iron, yep. It's as easy as that. Electric jetpack. Now, if I remember right, these like kind of suck for like getting around. I know they make you go up, but that's about it. They do not make you go fast or horizontally at all. Like, you just kind of move at the same speed, but in the air. So we'll see if this is actually useful, but I have my doubts. Let's see. Charge is pretty quick though, which is good. Alright, let's see. Yeah. This is actually, I think, slower than sprinting. Actually, it's maybe the same speed as sprinting. Okay. I actually do not know if this is going to help me out too much, but gives me a nice overview of the world, which is nice to see. I'm right next to a desert, which is good, I think, because I think oil spawns more in the desert, I want to say. I mean, at least from looking here, I see just a bunch of oil already, so I think that's the case. Oil is like a Buildcraft thing, I think. It allows you to have combustion engines, which I think are the best types of engines in the game, but we'll get into that a bit later. Okay, yeah, this actually kind of sucks. I'm going... Oh, there's a volcano right there. Yeah, I'm actually going to walk, because this is like... oh, wait. Okay, this is actually faster, I think. Alright, so we're just going to, like, jetpack skip over there, and collect some basalt. Alright, we made it to the volcano. So this lovely stuff here is basalt, and lucky for us, it's literally everywhere. So this is what we are going to use to build our base. So let's... Ooh, right. I forgot it drops cobbled deep slate, geez. Cobbled basalt. Okay, that's kind of annoying, because I'm going to need, like, a ton of this, and I really do not want to smelt all of it, because I only have, like, 1 electric furnace. Is enchanting even in this version? Can I get Silk Touch? Okay, there are no books, but I think there's still... Okay, there is an enchantment table. So maybe I could try to get Silk Touch. Oh, I don't have like any level. Okay, yeah, no, that's not happening. Okay, we're just gonna have to do this the old-fashioned way. one thing I forgot to mention earlier is these videos are going to be kind of in the style of old Minecraft videos, so, you know, not a ton of fancy editing, mostly because I don't know how to do that. As you can probably tell, this is like my first video I've ever made, so I don't really know how to do any of that, and so we'll just not do it and call it an aesthetic. But, you know, on top of that, I feel like with modern Minecraft, there's a very big push to build things that look good. You know, there's like all those YouTube videos telling you like, you know, how to build things that, is this already out of battery? Oh. Dude, I have a backpack on. Why is this not charging? Am I like stupid? Okay, I might be stupid. Hold on. Okay, we're back with a fully charged drill and, ooh, I need to put that backpack on before I forget. Okay, what was I saying? Okay, new Minecraft, building. I feel like there's like a lot of pressure to build things that look good, you know? There's all these YouTube videos of, you know, how to build like this and how to build like that. And then, you know, you have all these YouTubers who will spend like 2 weeks planning a single build in creative mode. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, because like they build really cool stuff, but like, I'm gonna be honest, I don't have time for that. So the builds that I do are gonna be not like horrendous, but I'm not gonna be putting hours and hours planning them and you know, making them look stellar, just because, I mean, in this version there's really not that many blocks to choose from, and I feel like kind of goes with the nostalgic aesthetic to kind of just throw together whatever looks good without trying to make every little thing a masterpiece. And it's kind of freeing, you know. I mean, you saw my starter house. I would never build that in starter Minecraft, because I would have, or in modern Minecraft, I would have felt like pressure to make something that actually looks good. But in the spirit of playing a game that I played as a kid, I think I'm gonna kind of use that same mentality of, you know, just build something that works. Obviously, you know, I'm still trying to make it look good, but it's not like the reason I'm building it is to look good. That makes sense. Maybe. Alright, we're back at the base. We got like not too much basalt. It's kind of annoying. It takes a long time to mine, but I think this should be enough to start. The plan is really to only use this for the floors, so I think this should be plenty. This is also probably going to take like a million years to smelt with my one furnace setup. It's kind of moving though, but I'm going to go ahead and get some of this smelted up, and then we can start figuring out what we're going to build here. Alright, so we have an okay amount of basalt. At least I think we have enough to get us started. So I think we can start thinking about where we're going to put the base. One thing that I do really want is to have a view of this area. I mean, this almost looks like, remember the old like image of Minecraft that was on like texture packs or whatever? There was just like a hill or, you know, whatever in front of water. It like really reminds me of that, so I really want to have a view of this and that lava fall right there. Like, come on, dude. So I'm thinking probably gonna have a big domed window here that looks out, and I also really like this like weird plateau, I think. Whatever. I'm not a geography guy, but this is really cool too. So kind of having a hard time deciding what to build. I think I will eventually end up building stuff on top of that later, maybe like a farm or a tree farm or something like that, but I think for my main hub I want it to be here, because this is probably my favorite spot. I'll probably take that spire down. It is kind of like old Minecraft generation, but it does kind of kill the vibe a little bit. So I'm going to start placing down a little bit of a foundation here, and we can see how it looks. Alright, so I have a basic foundation set up here. Like I said, the floor is going to be basalt. Have like kind of a curve here. The idea is this whole curved area is going to be a window. So this is kind of going to be the basic view. I really wanted to get that lava fall in there because, I mean, I feel like modern Minecraft just doesn't have lava falls. I could be like wrong on that and just not remember, but like something about looking at a lava fall is just very old Minecraft. But yeah, you get a nice view of the mountains over there. I fixed the lighting bug that was there. So like these black cubes that are everywhere are just lighting glitches. So um, you can fix them by just like walking into them, and then they typically go away. So you can see a bit more of the mountain now, and it's not just like a weird blob. But yeah, this is going to be the basic foundation for at least this part of the main base. I'm kind of thinking that I might not get to as much as I thought I would today, just because this is already running long, but um, yeah, another problem that I ran into is this hill, or at least it's not a hill, but it's like uneven ground. So I'm actually thinking about possibly writing a turtle program that will mine out this area for me. I say that as if it's like a smart person thing. It's pretty basic, but it might be a bit easier than doing it by hand, but we'll see. Okay, so the basic shell of the base is done. Funny story, I actually have been recording the homepage of the Tekkit launcher for the past 30 minutes, so you didn't really get any progress updates while building it, but I mean, it's nothing really to, you know, marvel at. It's just a basic empty box, so not too big of a deal, but yeah, it's done. Got a nice window here for viewing. One thing that I didn't really take into account was the gradient of the ground, so I think what I'm actually going to end up doing is building a second floor above this that will serve as the ground floor, just so it's easier to get in and out of. But it actually kind of works out nice, because if we go down here, we can put all of our machines on this back wall here, and have the cables run underground, just so there's no cables running all along the outside of the base, so that kind of works out nicely. But I think that's going to have to do it for today. I got everything I wanted to accomplish done, which is basically just a foundation for a base. We still need to move in. Next time we'll be, you know, planning a storage room and moving all of our stuff over, and also hopefully getting some machines down along this back wall and sorting out our power situation, because that solar panel that I have is definitely not going to cut it. So I hope this was enjoyable for you to watch. If you have any ideas or suggestions, please leave them in the comments, and I hope to see you in the next one.